I don't know where I'm at with this. So far, it's a 360 horsepower. It has 26,000 miles, like I said. So it's a good shape unit so far from what I'm looking for. But, well, if I look here, I can see that, you see those 3 brackets over there? Something's been hit or something pried something in there. So it brings me to this, where I have this broken little trim that gives me a telltale that there's something. This is 6 years old. In all the used unit that we've done so far, for me, this one takes all of them. That's how I feel.
It's RV inspection day, and today we are in Manassas, Virginia, about to inspect this NEWMAR Ventana 3412. Now, this is a 2019, so it's pre-owned. Our customers, they're back home. Fingers crossed that we find nothing that will prevent them from buying this RV. We'll let you know at lunchtime and the end of the day.
All right, first glimpse. Beautiful 2019. About 26,000 miles. First glimpse, I already went through it. And I gotta say this again, we're trying to wake you up here. The awareness to the RV industry when you're a shopper. They're expecting us this morning. Why did they put the slide out? It's because they know that people like some of us will walk in there and say, wow, I love this, that's it. So it's not about the technical, how it works, what's in one piece. That's where we come into line to try to look and decipher what we're looking at. So first glimpse for me, I'm not too excited, meaning I look at the overall and I'm thinking, okay, that's an owner. So when I drove in here, I didn't dare go in there and knock on the door. I thought, okay, there's a customer from Texas there, there's another customer from Oregon. I'm thinking, okay, that's probably a customer. It looks like a 3412. I walked around the whole yard because I didn't dare knock in. Then I did. It is that unit. So you're selling this for a couple $100,000, whatever it is. You don't clean it. You leave it like this. Oh, because it's as is. So the salesman's gonna make you understand it. Well, because that's as is. We don't do nothing. Okay, so why are you trying to get big dollars if you don't do nothing? So here's my first glimpse. I already went through the slide out while they're open. Now we're gonna close them for our purpose. I got 4 slide out that the floors are good. The first thing that I see when I'm back here, this has been maybe backed up into something, but this is broken. Nothing major. I can see somebody try to wax this, so you can see somebody try to buff it quickly, but I don't know where I'm at with this. So far, it's a 360 horsepower. It has 26,000 miles, like I said. It's a good shape unit so far from what I'm looking for. Let's go check what Laurel has inside, and I will see you again at lunchtime.
Come on in, let's see my first glimpse. Now I've got to say, I'm walking in here and I'm loving what I'm seeing directly off first sight. So come on in here with me. As you can see, it's light, it's bright. There are a couple of things that we saw, you know, like wrinkled paper here. Well, there's no moisture, so the paper's wrinkled. It's a 2019, but I think we're gonna get in here and find that it's been well maintained. That's my feeling. Okay, it's first thing in the morning. I don't know what we're gonna find, and neither do you, but it's my first glimpse, and I'm coming through saying, it looks pretty darn nice. I'm not seeing anything that's standing out right away at me, but you know, time will tell, right? As we get in here and we start really digging and investigating and seeing if there's a bone to find. Stick around and we'll let you know.
All right, lunchtime recap. I've shown you this morning, and this is probably somebody who backed up into this and it actually ripped off where it was anchored. So they'll need to fix that, no big deal. Overall, it is pretty solid. I'm excited to see that for a 19, those people are lucky, really lucky. So far, everything, I've done the walls, the roof, everything. I can see there's been things changed, like the skylight in the bathroom, but maybe it was made 4 or 5 years ago and it looks beautiful. I doubt it, but there was a reason. Maybe it was shaded and people wanted to have a new one at a service. So for 26,000 miles, this is pretty solid. Did they maintain it? Nah, the outside's kind of okay. See, the guy created shelving, so I can see that the person who had this liked to do different things to help himself, and which is perfect. The only structural issue that I have, and we're right here, this slide out is a little bit too much to the front, which doesn't deter or deflect the purchase of this. When and if you go to Napanee, you can have it fixed. The advantage of these slide out, see, these slide out are seamless, but just in the back here. So if you look up there, nothing's touching. The seal is not touching on that side. And see how now it's tucked in and it's starting to touch. So we have this typical, issue that happened. Now it doesn't touch, and the more you go up, it doesn't touch at all. So the advantage of this slide out, the way it's built, this goes like this and it continues like this. So it actually bows like this. So even if the water would come up there, it would actually come down here and drain. That's nice. It's almost like the seamless box. So, but this is just the sidewall that they have like this. So you see that this one is all squished all the way. This slide out, it's a different issue. So I'm going to show you that this is kind of going like this. So this is bowed down. Well, if I look here, I can see that. You see those 3 brackets over there? Something's been hit or something pried something in there. So it brings me to this, where I have this broken little trim that gives me a telltale that there's something. But the whole thing is actually lined up, worked as intended. Somebody sneaked something on here or hit something. The only thing I could do is push it so it would be straight, but it doesn't change nothing in the structure. This, well, if they can fix it, that'll be fine. Overall, that's about what I have so far. We have batteries here. You people need to have distilled water, because you need to add water in this. This water is boiling, and when the charger is pushing amps all the time, you can't let those little elements in the battery. If you have water-based battery, AGM and lithium, you don't need that, but typical water-based battery that have those little cover, you need to put water, distilled water. Let's go over there. So these are telltale. So you see there's sealant there, you can see that there's sealant. So most likely what I can see happen, sealant has been put there. So those 2 tabs were probably inside the dash somewhere or unglued. And this is the kind of thing you gotta look at to see that they're trying to fix it so it looks nice when you come up. But it's just those little things sometimes that brings you to find something else. So let's go check what Laurel has inside.
So it's lunchtime, and I've got to say, I love doing inspections when I'm not finding a lot of stuff. And today's one of those days. So I'm really happy. I'm excited for our customers because on the inside, I have like hardly anything to tell you about. I can tell you about 2 little dents in the refrigerator right here. I can tell you that my freezer sticks. Once it gets here, I have a heck of a time getting it open. So it sticks. Not a big deal. Other than that, I really don't have anything to tell you. What can I think about? I had a couple of wrinkles in the wallpaper. Wrinkles. There was no moisture, just the wallpaper's wrinkled. Whoever had this RV maintained it on the inside really nice. Now, as you can see, I've already got the bed out, so I've inflated that, and now it's starting to deflate. So we know that if they want to use this, it works perfect. There's no rips in the furniture, which is great, but I've only started. Just the couch. I have the rest to do. And of course, I have my water to do this afternoon, and let's just hope that I don't have a leaking shower. But who knows? You know the chances are, but we don't know. Let's hope that we don't. And I hope that I don't find anything else that could be an issue. If you like videos like this, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and share with your friends. Don't forget to leave us a comment, C4BO, comment for Blue Ox.
End of the day recap. So I didn't show you this morning, nothing new. I did my undercarriage. Everything is nice underneath there except something in the front, so I'll show you that a little bit later. This is not structural. It's a plastic trim that broke. This is a plastic trim that holds around the shafts. Then all of a sudden, all right, well, it's broken right there. Did this work? I don't know. Remember, this is 6 years old. In all the used unit that we've done so far for me, this one takes all of them. That's how I feel. I've found a couple of things that requires attention, requires to be fixed, but for a purchase, these people are lucky. That could have been you, but still, again, justifying the things we do and how we do it and how we approach what we do. We still had a laundry list of things to approach on this that should be fixed by them before you leave or before you start negotiating. Okay, there might be a value on this, or this is going to cost so much, or whatever. Brand new tires, they've been there for about a year, and that's where it was kind of, okay, it's due at 6 years, but I just trying to find what can be hidden behind that. So now let's go in the front end. Underneath this undercarriage. So the floor is about, imagine it's about there. Your column for your steering column comes out of the floor, goes into the undercarriage. So it's in the vapor, it's around the generator. If it's running, smoke can come back in there. There's a booth, a rubber booth that seals your shaft that comes from your power steering pump, goes through the floor to where you're going to be driving. This booth is sealing both the inside and the outside. This is broken, this is split, so this needs to be addressed or changed or negotiated in your agreements or price, just saying. Then you were leaving when? So my wife wants me to learn to speak English. So I'm talking about a booth, and she says, it's not a booth, it's a boot. It's a rubber boot. It sounds better, booth, doesn't it? Well, figure it out. So if I open this door right now, the hinge that is hooked up into the fiberglass here is not hooked up at all. So the last time I opened this, nothing's holding this. So if I try to open this, I'm lucky this hood didn't fall on me and scratch the whole paint jobs. That's it for me. Let's go check what Laurel had to come up with or find inside. Let's go check with her what she's got.
So it's the end of the day, and I'm really happy to not have a lot to actually tell you about. You know, people always say, when do you do a good unit? For me, on the inside, this is it. So NEWMAR, you did a great job on this, and whoever had this rig did a great job. I had one shade right over here that will not retract up all the way. And as you can see, we have light furniture. Nothing is wrong with the furniture at all whatsoever. There are little bitty marks that could be washed off. No big deal, right? And then, of course, I did my water. Well, you know what always happens? It didn't happen today. Not one leak at all. So that really made me happy. I was happy to finally have no leaks in an RV. It doesn't happen often, does it? But let's tell you about my shower stall. Come on in for the tall stall. So coming in here into the shower, if you are 80 inches, 6'8" and lower, you're gonna be just fine showering in this shower stall. Do you ever think about filling your life with adventures, not things? Have stories to tell, not stuff to show? We started our adventure this summer in South Carolina. We have been all over Elkhart, Indiana, Mineral City, Ohio, to the Adventure Bandits Bash. We hit Quebec, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, back to Ohio, heading out to Pennsylvania. And if you'd like to come along on our travels, join your front row seat. We have a members only club, and we'd love for you to join. So remember, and do never forget,
it's not about the destination, it's all about the journey.